The 7 deadly sins have brought down many football legends to their knees. And today we'll pull back the curtain to expose the darker side of some of the game's brightest stars. Did Eden Hazard's laziness waste his incredible talent? And could Ronaldo Nazario have been the GOAT if he avoided gluttony? We will dive into these stories and more, exploring the unknown sins of footballing legends. First up is none other than the Brazilian legend Neymar and his sin of lust. Lust is a term for a strong wanting for something while already having a significant amount of the desired object. And this intense and unrestrained craving has brought many great athletes to their knees. When it comes to football, no one personifies this sin quite like the Brazilian superstar Neymar. This man was destined for greatness, emerging as a star at a young age and catching the eyes of many young girls with his talent and charm. Neymar's lustful exploits began when he was just 19 years old and became a father with his then-girlfriend Carolina Dantas. But just a year after, he started dating Brazilian actress Bruna Marquezine. From then onwards, Neymar's love life has been a whirlwind of controversy. There have been rumors about him being linked to supermodels like Larissa Oliveira, Larissa Machado, Soraya Vucelic, Gabriela Lenzi, and the list goes on. His lustful behavior finally caught up with him when he faced rape allegations from Brazilian model Nadila Trindade.
Até aí tudo bem. Só que depois ele começou a me bater. E eu falei assim, nos primeiros, ok, tava tudo certo. Só que depois começou a me machucar muito. E eu falei, para.
Você falou isso de forma clara?
Falei, para, está doendo.
And as a result, his contract with Nike ended. Despite his talent on the pitch, Neymar's inability to control his lustful desires has tarnished his legacy. At just 31 years old, he made the surprising move to Saudi league side Al Hilal in 2023, joining a long list of Brazilian superstars who didn't reach their true potential. Speaking of which, there's another superstar very popular for ruining their career, and it's none other than Eden Hazard. We all know that laziness is a sin, but when it comes to football, it can be a career ender. And no one embodies the sin of sloth better than the Belgian wizard Eden Hazard. This man was once hailed as the third best player after Messi and Ronaldo, but his reluctance to work and laziness destroyed his promising career. During his prime years at Chelsea from 2012 to 2019, Hazard's dribbling, creative flair, and technique made him a fan favorite. He scored 110 goals in 352 games and helped Chelsea win 2 Premier League titles and 2 Europa Leagues. And to add to that, the FA Cup and League Cup once. However, beneath his undeniable brilliance lurked a troubling flaw, a poor work ethic and an over-reliance on his natural talent. Former teammate Michy Batshuayi revealed instances where Hazard would ignore training sessions yet deliver standout performances on match days.
The only player I saw that did that and got away with it was Eden Hazard.
You've said that. And John Terry said
What,
the
he
same.
just never really trained?
Oh, he never trained. The
Worst.
the most laziest football I've ever seen in my life.
But then he would produce it.
But then, come the weekend, he produces. He wins the man of the match.
And here's what his ex-teammate John Obi Mikel had to say. He didn't like to train hard. While we were working, he was waiting for us to finish training, just standing there. Well, that didn't end well for him, as Hazard's slothfulness finally caught up with him. After his transfer to Real Madrid in 2019, he turned up overweight for his first preseason. Struggling with fitness, his body succumbed to a series of injuries, relegating him to the bench. At the end of the season, he had made 16 league appearances, scoring only 1 goal at a club who won the league that same year. And after 4 seasons at Real Madrid, he had scored only 4 goals.
What?
Let that sink in for a moment. Despite winning 8 trophies with the club, his impact remained almost non-existent, and at just 32 years old, he announced his retirement from professional football in 2023. He is a perfect reminder of how even the most talented can waste their potential due to laziness. Next up, we have a football legend with the potential to become the GOAT, but decided to eat instead. Gluttony means a lack of self-control when it comes to consuming things, especially food and drink. And when you think of this sin, the first name that comes to mind is the Brazilian legend Ronaldo Nazario, or as is known, R9. This man was a complete player with remarkable dribbling speed and finishing abilities, earning him the nickname O Fenomeno, the Phenomenon. During his early years at PSV Eindhoven and Barcelona, Ronaldo's performances were nothing short of phenomenal. He scored an astonishing 76 goals in 83 games across both clubs, leading him to winning the Ballon d'Or as the youngest recipient in 1997. Who would think the same talent would one day become known as Fat Ronaldo? As his career progressed, so did his bad eating habits and weight gain. In 1999, during a match against Lecce, he ruptured a knee tendon and couldn't play football for 2 years. After his return in 2002, he led Brazil to their 5th World Cup win, but injuries and weight problems continued to haunt him at Real Madrid and AC Milan. At the age of 33, he returned to Brazil and joined Corinthians, and looked nothing like a professional footballer. He announced his retirement in 2011, and in the following years, he had issues with obesity and reached over 100 kilos. Could he have been the best footballer of all time if he avoided this sin? Let us know in the comments below. Meanwhile, let's talk about someone who many of you might consider as the GOAT of football, Cristiano Ronaldo. Greed, the intense and selfish desire for something, especially wealth or power. And when it comes to football, we've witnessed the sin in the case of Cristiano Ronaldo. His success mainly comes from his strong work ethic, but he also really likes being the center of attention, which undoubtedly helped him become one of the best in the game. When Ronaldo joined Manchester United in 2003, he wanted to impress everyone. His fancy footwork got a lot of attention, but it sometimes annoyed his teammates, especially Ruud van Nistelrooy. Ronaldo's flashy moves would sometimes stop Van Nistelrooy from getting the ball, leading to an argument during training. Van Nistelrooy got annoyed with Ronaldo's fancy moves and told him he should join the circus. As Ronaldo's career went on, his greed for the spotlight became more evident. When he played for Real Madrid, he always made sure he was the last one out the tunnel and took the important penalties to get all the headlines. In 2019, Cristiano Ronaldo joined Juventus from Real Madrid for a record $149 million, aiming to win a Champions League with another club, proving his status. He said, "After winning what I won at Madrid, I needed a change and new motivation. I still have the strength to keep winning. Juventus will win the Champions League. I don't know if it will be this year or the next, but it's coming." However, 3 years later, Juventus didn't win the Champions League and almost missed out on qualification for the first time in 10 years. Ronaldo's performance is seen as a significant factor in this outcome. His greed for attention became even more obvious when he went back to Manchester United in 2021. The previous season, United enjoyed their highest ever goal-scoring campaign, with players like Marcus Rashford, Edinson Cavani, and Mason Greenwood all performing well. But when Ronaldo came back, the team's goal-scoring went down a lot, with Rashford and Cavani struggling for form as Ronaldo emerged as the team's top scorer. Things got messy the next season when United got a new manager, Erik ten Hag. Erik ten Hag benched the 36-year-old Ronaldo in crucial matches. Ronaldo didn't like this, and during an interview with Piers Morgan, disrespected the manager.
Honestly, I shouldn't say that, I don't know, but listen, I don't care, I'm always, people should listen the truth. Yes, I feel betrayed, and I felt that some people that don't want me here, not only this year, but last year too.
Because of that interview, United ended his contract, and he went to play for Al Nassr in the Saudi League, and his career in some ways ended. While Ronaldo was at the Real Madrid, he was coached by a legend, Zinedine Zidane, and he happens to be the best example for the sin of wrath. Wrath means the uncontrolled feeling of vengeful anger, rage, and hatred. And Zidane had it all. This man was a genius on the pitch, widely regarded as one of the greatest midfielders of all time. But he also had a darker side, a fiery temper that often led to explosive outbursts. After catching eyes early on and winning a move to Bordeaux in 1992, he was punished during his first weeks for punching an opponent who had mocked his ghetto origins. Then in 2000, while playing for Juventus against Hamburg in the Champions League, he caused his team to crash out of the group stages after being sent off for headbutting Cohen Keens. But it was the 1998 World Cup that truly elevated Zidane's story from intrigue to myth. Although he scored a brace in the final, helping France clinch their first World Cup title, he nearly missed the party altogether. A stamp on Saudi Arabia's Fort Anwar in the group stages brought a red card and a 2-game ban, exposing a temper that was still as explosive as ever. The culmination of his inner anger came in 2006 World Cup final, Zidane's last game before retirement. In a moment of provocation, he headbutted Marco Materazzi, a reaction that Zidane himself later explained as the result of years of built-up passion and temper. In his own words, if you look at the 14 red cards I had, 12 of them were a result of provocation. This is not a justification, this is not an excuse. By my passion, temper, and blood made me react. In my life, I've always tried to soften things with people. I've tried not to anger or provoke, so when I'm provoked, it has double the effect. It builds up, then it explodes. In the end, Zidane's story serves as a reminder that even the greatest among us are human, with flaws and weaknesses that can sometimes overshadow their brilliance on the pitch. So, moving on to the next sin of pride. Who do you think was the most prideful in football? Of course, it's Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Pride is the excessive admiration of the personal self and the belief that one is essentially better than others. This man is known for calling himself a god.
Yeah, I know what you're gonna ask. It's coming next year. My picture.
He's not on the wall. I saw some. There's a lot of.
You know why?
rooms.
Because they still don't know how God is looking.
And his unique acrobatic style of play. He has been criticized for being disrespectful or provocative at times, like when he criticized coaches, teammates, or opponents. After his move to Camp Nou in 2009, Ibrahimovic's time at Barcelona was short-lived, mostly due to his relationship with coach Pep Guardiola. And Ibrahimovic ended his career at Barca, calling Pep a spineless coward and a little caretaker. His clash with Pep Guardiola's management style led to a loan to AC Milan just 2 years into his 5-year contract. A few years later, Ibrahimovic's move from Manchester United to LA Galaxy in 2018 caused a huge stir in the US media. His first game for LA Galaxy was remarkable, coming off the bench to score 2 amazing goals and rescue his team from a potential loss against local rivals LAFC. However, Ibrahimovic's moment in the spotlight faded quickly when LAFC's Carlos Vela started dominating, aiming to break the record for most goals in a single MLS season. When asked about Vela, Ibrahimovic took the chance to belittle him, saying, "When I was 29, where was I? Yeah, you were in Europe. Big difference."
Do you still consider yourself the best player in Major League Soccer?
By far. Because if he's in his prime, how old is he?
Carlos Vela's 29.
29. He's playing in MLS and he's in his prime. When I was 29, where was I?
Yeah, you were in Europe.
Big difference.
Perhaps this contributed to him playing for 9 different clubs in his career. His attitude wasn't tolerated, leading to frequent moves. Regardless of opinions, Ibrahimovic's confidence has played a significant role in his rise to footballing fame, both on and off the pitch, embodying the sin of pride. That brings us to his former teammate, Wayne Rooney, and his jealousy for Cristiano Ronaldo. Envy means the jealousy over the blessings and achievements of others. In 2004, Rooney joined Cristiano Ronaldo at Manchester United, and they became best mates on and off the pitch. But their relationship faced a significant setback during the 2006 World Cup. After a foul, Ronaldo made sure Rooney was sent off in the quarterfinals against Portugal, and then went on to score the crucial goal, eliminating England from the World Cup. While Rooney never fully forgave Ronaldo for their past incident, they reached a truce to focus on their club success. Rooney realized the best way to respond was to achieve even more success himself. However, Ronaldo's career soared, winning his first Ballon d'Or in 2008, overshadowing Rooney's accomplishments. An example of Rooney's jealousy emerged in 2022. During an interview, Rooney hinted at Ronaldo's age and unrealistic expectations. He obviously isn't the player he was when he was in his 20s. He's a goal threat, but I think they need young and hungry players. This provoked a sharp response from Ronaldo, who said they were never friends and suggested Rooney was jealous of him. Rooney admitted to his jealousy by saying, "There's probably not a football player on the planet that isn't jealous of Cristiano. The career he's had, the trophies he's won, the money he's earned, the six-pack, his body. I think every player, but probably Lionel Messi, is jealous of Cristiano." It was a clear acknowledgement of envy from someone who had a successful career but was often overshadowed by his former teammate. If you enjoyed this exploration of the 7 deadly sins in the world of football, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content. Which of these 7 sins do you think is the most dangerous for a professional athlete, and why? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, keep the beautiful game beautiful, and remember, even legends can fall victim to their own vices.